Hey peeps, it's your Uncle Mongrel here, just giving you a shout out about Reaper Apparel Company. They are sponsors of the show and of me personally. So do me a favor, go check them out at reaperapparelco.com. Some great motivational, inspirational designs, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, flannels. Check them out, man. Really cool stuff. I just got mine in the mail yesterday, and I will be posting some pictures of that as well. You got t-shirt sizes up to 4XL, guys. Okay, I'm a big boy and I need the 4XL, and there's a lot of these design companies that don't have clothes our size. These guys go all the way up to 4XL. Check them out, and reaperapparelco.com, and use promo code Uncle Mongrel, and you'll get an extra 10% off. All right, that's it. Peace. That had to be freaking embarrassing. That's not funny, sir.
Yeah.
Confucius, you asshole.
Confucius. So
Anyway. So, hey, we started the show already.
Oh, boy. Oh, crap. Okay, sorry.
Hey, everybody, this is Eric.
This is Robin.
Sorry, we're
Sorry,
drinking a little
drinking.
bit this time around, so.
I'm drinking. It's okay. I'm drinking red sugar water. It's Margaritaville strawberry daiquiri.
I'm drinking water because I already had my beer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the name.
Oh, okay.
It's my favorite beer.
Well, I said.
Oh, you did? Okay, Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next time, though, you got to pay for that, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, it's been a little bit weird.
They wouldn't want to pay if I actually said what I think about their drink. Sorry.
It's like, it really is like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they're all like that, though. I mean, it's not just this particular one. I mean, they're all pretty much.
I don't know. The
just
Jack Daniel ones are pretty good.
sugar water with color in it.
And the Mike's Hard Lemonades are good.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Mike, if you'd like for us to talk more about you, ching ching.
Yeah.
Ching ching.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So hey, we've obviously missed our 1 week plan that we had going, but last week we had actually two really big things happening. We kind of wanted to push out a little bit, and we're going to talk more about those in the second half. We had one show on Monday night, and we had another show on Saturday night. So we wanted to make sure we got both those in, and we got to talk about them. And now we're rolling into Thanksgiving week, and there's all kinds of stuff that has happened, and just
we had talked about wanting to go to Libby's Lunchbox, and we did not get to go. We wanted to, but this past week was cold and rainy, and it's a
food trailer.
truck. Thank you. A food trailer. Thank you. So I was like, I don't really want to go to.
In all honesty, it was 39.
It was cold and rainy.
It was cold, and that comes from the people that just got back down here from New Hampshire. I get the irony, okay? I get it. But Texas cold, everybody knows, is not like northern cold, okay? Mm-mm. Northern is dry, and I can run around in a shorts and a freaking hoodie for half the winter.
Texas cold will get you to the bone.
Yeah, it's wet, it's nasty, it's cold.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, whatever. My phone's being, whatever. Let it bing away. Anyway, so,
His phone binged so much you think he was a brain surgeon. It's like, you're needed.
No, I am not a brain surgeon.
No.
You don't want me working on your brain. No. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, we're back. We're going to call this one like a 2-week span here and call it for the Thanksgiving that's coming up and everything, because this is Tuesday the 22nd. What is today's date?
22nd? Yes, 22nd.
Tuesday the 22nd. We're recording this. Okay, we're gonna try and get it out in the next day or so before Thanksgiving, so you have a little something to listen to as you're traveling down the roads. Go on to see all your relatives, which we will be doing as well. Yay! Anyway. So, I wanted to start the first section. Of course, it's the serious. It's the op-ed side of the P-OpEd podcast here. I just wanted to start off with beating a dead horse. All right, so I've posted this many times, and we've kind of talked about the border and stuff like that, but I'm just going to put this out there. Biden has been in office as president for 671 days. Per Customs and Border Patrol Agency, 5.5 million illegal immigrants have crossed the southern border, including over 1 million getaways, more than any time in history. That equals, this is math, people, 8,197 people per day crossing the border. Now, everybody that's denying it can say all they want, that they don't see the numbers, they don't see it happening. You can tell me this border secure all you like. The math doesn't freaking add up, and I'm going to call bullshit on you every single time. That being said, there were some other things that have happened, like we got the house.
We got the house.
Not me and Robin. We're talking Republicans got the house.
We have an RV.
We got a shoebox on wheels. Anyway, so they are doing some investigations and stuff, and there was one piece that I caught that Senator Langford and Sinema were interviewing Mayorkas, and they were asked him plainly, what is the plan for after Title 42 is stopped? And all he said was, we have a plan, and we started putting it in place in April. Really? Really?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing in the background because it's all comical. I'm sorry.
It is. They did a follow-up interview with Brandon Judd, who is, one, he's the president of the Border Patrol Union, and two, he is a frontline agent working on the border. And he said, lies. All lies. There is no plan in place. There are more people coming across the border and more drugs than ever in the history of our border.
Yep.
So, again, I'm
coming across.
Calling bullshit.
Killing our kids.
Calling bullshit. And so this wraps up that I had a 3-prong attack on this one, beating the dead horse.
So did Mayorkas mention what the plan was?
That's the thing.
That they've had in place since
That's
April.
the thing. They sit there and they say the Republicans have no plans and say they have no plans, but they don't give any plans either.
Yeah. They give no how, when, where, why, what we're going to do about it.
Everybody's just giving lip service to try and pacify the general public, but you're not giving us any idea of what you're going to do and how you're going to solve the problem.
Right.
For me, Mayorkas and all them in Biden's administration, there's no freaking plan. They want it wide open.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know why, but on the other hand, it's not good.
No.
It's not a good thing. I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
Bringing down the United States or bringing it to a point with all these people that you don't know who's coming in.
No. There's what they said. They've recorded over 140 different countries that people have come from.
Right.
140 different countries.
So it's not just people from Mexico. It's not just people from El Salvador and Honduras
and all that down there. No.
You know, they're coming from the other side of the world. They're like, oh, we can't get in the old-fashioned way, quote unquote. So they just kind of go around and come in through the border.
And I've said this before, and I am not anti-immigrant.
Right.
I am anti-line cutter. There is a process in place for immigrants to legally come to this country and become citizens and take part in the country and become viable components of the society. Okay? And it takes a while, yeah, but thousands and thousands and thousands of them have done it, and they're doing it every day. And every one of these ones that just walks across the border is literally spitting in their face and all of ours, saying, nah, we're going to just walk across and take it all for free.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah. And Biden and his cohorts are more than willing to give it to them. Because every time I turn around and I'm watching the news, I see that, Biden, they say Biden is going to give whoever, $18 billion or $80 billion or $1 trillion. We're gonna give it. It's like with this new climate reparations.
What the?
What? I mean, how many billions is he giving other countries for climate reparations? And I'm like, it's not Biden giving. It's the taxpayers.
It's all of us.
Giving.
Another chunk of
I don't
money.
know that people out there put that together. That when
the common sheeple, you mean? Don't
well,
put that together?
whoever, whenever, whether it's Republicans or Democrats, and it's mostly Democrats, giving money for something, it's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like when you talk about the student loan stuff. It's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Even the people who have the loans.
Yeah.
You're going to be paying for it too. Because
you're just paying for it in a more roundabout way.
Exactly.
Know?
I mean, yay, no more loan payment, but what else are you going to be paying for out of your pocket and a lot of other people's pockets with all this money he's giving away to everybody on Earth?
Yeah, I think isn't a portion of the money that he's giving out for that going to China as well? China is the leading producer of carbon monoxide poisoning the earth.
The bad stuff.
The bad stuff.
And they are not going to do anything
they don't care.
To curb it.
They're
care.
Not. They're building coal burning plants every day. And they're happy about it. They don't care. They don't care.
Yep. And we're giving them money.
Why are we giving them money? It's ridiculous.
They're over there looking at us like, those Americans are so stupid. They're stupid and they're laughing. It's like these people, I want to be so nice to everybody and everybody's included and whatever is going on with the, what do they call it?
What? Cerebral flatulence here?
Yes.
No. That's not what they call it.
That's
what are you looking for?
What? Virtue signaling.
Oh, yes.
I'm
so sick
and
of that crap.
all the stuff that we are bickering about at this point in all of our lives that isn't doing anything to help our country, isn't doing anything to make us better.
It's dividing us.
It's dividing us. We are so divided. If you go back and you look 2 weeks ago today, there was an election.
Yeah.
And if you look at every race, pretty much, there were a few that weren't so close, but almost every race was within a few thousand votes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like 49, 50,
right
48, 50, whatever. And so literally divided.
Yeah.
On everything. And, I've gone off on a tangent and I've forgotten where I was going to button that up.
Circle back. I'm reeling you back in. Let's finish up that one that I was talking about where we ended up with.
Sorry, I get.
That's okay. I'm the same way. And then you forget. Track, train, derailed.
Okay.
So as far as Mayorkas and stuff like that, what happened today was it who's going to be the Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy has laid down the gauntlet and told Mayorkas to resign, or when they take control in January, they will open up investigations to every single decision and order that he has made, and they will impeach him on every single thing they can. Like lying to senators, telling them we have plans.
Yes. Oh, yes. Lie about everything. It's just been all the way around. It's been a whole bunch of lies.
Oh my God!
Just look at everybody who has said anything.
It's like a circle. It's like a circle. It's a circle of lies.
To me, it's more like a triangle.
Triangle?
Lies.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry,
anyway,
Fauci.
I was just, now we're going off on Fauci. Fauci lied. Biden's lying every time he opens his mouth. He lies. He lies about his own past. He lies about
when he was a truck driver.
Whatever.
I used to drive a truck.
Yeah.
You've been in freaking politics for 50 fucking years. When did you drive a truck?
I mean, we know you're old, but you said you were best friends with Adam.
What did Corn
Adam
Pop?
and Eve?
Did Corn Pop ride with you on the truck and everything? What the fuck?
It's all just lies, and it's like nobody. To me, it's almost like I always go back to the story of the emperor and his new clothes.
And nobody's telling him?
Well, no, well, yeah, because nobody wants to be called out because, if you don't see these beautiful clothes the emperor's wearing, then there's something wrong with you. And nobody wanted to say anything because they didn't want to think people were, there was something wrong with them.
Okay, I'll be the guy that wants something wrong with it. He's naked, and he's a fucking idiot.
So, yeah, but I mean, seriously, nobody out there wants to say, this, Joe Biden and his whole crew, there's something wrong there, because then you have to look at yourself and say, what?
I'm sorry, go ahead and look at yourself.
Well, there's about half of the country out there that's not. They're not okay. So, they will stick with it. They will stick with it until the gritty end.
I don't get that.
Because they don't want to look at themselves and say, oh, damn, I got
mistake.
That wrong. Maybe that's not the way I should have gone.
Maybe I just made so many mistakes in my life, it's easy for me to go, oh, shit, I got that wrong. All right, moving on. It's easy for me. I'm sorry. Bad decisions.
When you're wrong at everything, it's easy to say you're wrong.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
That's my wife.
Hey, it's us.
Oh, it's us?
It's the two of us. Like we always said, I had a black cloud. He had a black cloud. We got married. Big black cloud. So that's all that happened there.
Oh my God, that's 20 minutes already. Holy crap. Okay, we got a few more minutes for the first half here. What else did you want to talk about? You had a couple of things on your notes.
Well, besides all that, I had this last week, Trump announced he's going to go for president again.
Woohoo!
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 So, yeah, I mean, at this point, though, we have learned that the Democrats are just going to keep throwing everything that they threw at him before and more, just to get this fatigue going of, people going, they've already all this again with Trump, another 4 years of just one thing after another. I just don't know if I can deal with it. Even if nothing comes out of anything they're throwing at him, it's still throwing, and they're still having to look into it, and they're still having to ask questions.
They're wearing down the average voter.
Yeah.
With voter fatigue.
Yeah, they're just making it to where I just don't even want to deal with this. So I'm just, we can't have him in there. Even though he may be, he's, the great way for us.
And now, as we've said before, that we get it. He rubs people the wrong way. But if you actually did take the time to listen to his speech and stuff like that, he was concise. He was strictly on point about the things that he wants to accomplish. He did not attack anybody. He had one small comment about the election, and then he raised his hands and said, that's it. That's all I'm going to say, and moving forward.
He pronounced all the words correctly. He knew what he was talking about.
Complete, coherent sentences.
Yeah.
He didn't stumble on things on stage.
Yeah, he didn't fall over anything.
He didn't reach out to shake imaginary hands.
He didn't look out in the audience like, I can't remember.
He didn't read the in quotes parts. Repeat line.
Repeat line. You can follow him.
Yeah.
You can follow everything he's saying. Whereas with Biden, I sit there, I try to listen, and I get lost. I don't know what he's talking about. Where is he going with this? He mumbles, or he just totally goes over words. I know he has the stuttering problem.
Yeah.
But this is more of just completely leaving words out of a sentence, or just stumbling over.
Or like words, us losing a train of thought.
Just. Hey, I'm not running for president.
No, that's true. We're doing a podcast in an RV. And we got like 24 people listening to us. Woohoo! We love all of you. All 24 of you.
2 dozen. Wow. Sounds better. 2 dozen people. Sounds better.
Oh my God.
But,
it's tens of likes.
Tens of likes.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I love mayhem. Anyway.
Yes.
So, you were saying, he rubs you the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I can't stand his tweets. Well, good, because he's probably not going to be doing it anymore. Yeah,
there you go. If you don't like him, don't go on Truth Social. All right, that's where he's going to be.
He was let back onto Twitter.
Yeah,
that's Elon, my other hero.
Yeah,
said, come on back.
Yeah,
but
he fairly did a vote.
He did,
and over 15 million people took part of the vote. Mm-hmm. and Trump 52% said bring him back onto the platform.
Bring him back. I mean, I think the news outlets need him.
Yeah.
Because all their stuff went downhill once he was out of office, because now there's nothing really to talk about.
Now they're having to really report on the real shit they've been covering up.
Right. And, they have to talk about Biden, who is a complete and utter whatever. Yeah. And so they're like, well, you're only going to talk about this. What else do we talk about besides that?
Side tangent. CBS actually paid a professional to come in and verify the laptop if it was real or not. And they said just by the sheer volume of content on the laptop, it could not have been a false red herring Russian
disinformation.
Disinformation that it was 100% real, and they got it wrong.
It's 2 years later.
I'm like, whoa, you just now finally admit you got it wrong. You were told to cover it up, you sons of biscuits.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that tangent. Woo, where we go. Anyway, what I wanted to end with Trump was, because we're getting close to our halftime here, is I wanted to end with Trump is that I understand that he may rub a lot of people the wrong way, and I get that, okay? I think he's gotten the message, okay? Just judging from the way he was in his last announcement, and I'm going to watch him going forward, and I will call bullshit when I see bullshit, okay?
Yeah. It's one thing about us. I don't care who it is. I'm going to call you out on it if you're kind of going, no, maybe not. Maybe not. You're going a little bit too far with that. That's not the way it was.
Yeah. Just because we lean your direction doesn't mean I'm going to believe every freaking thing you tell me.
Right.
Anyway, I think he may have gotten the message, okay? And let's give the man a chance and see if he can come back without being so, what's the word I'm looking for? Coarse or abrasive to
make abrasive would be a very good word.
Well,
a lot of people.
Like coarse like sand.
Coarse. Well, yeah, but I like the word abrasive.
Okay, so hopefully he won't be as abrasive to some of the people out there that have had issues with him in the past. And you can look past that and look at his policies and his plans, and then look back at the 4 years he was in office and look at the policies that he implemented and stuff and see that he actually did a lot of good. And if we give him a chance, we might can get back to that. I'm talking $1.89 a gallon gas. Wow. Missed that. But anyway, guys, give him a chance. Let's see what he can do this time around. And if he starts being an asshole, I'm going to say, hey, you're being an asshole. I don't mind it because I'm an asshole. But I know.
See, I think what needs to happen is Trump needs to get in there and bring us back to where we were and where we were going in his next 4 years. Then he's got us well in line for DeSantis.
DeSantis to come in and just bring it home, baby. 8 years of wonder.
Yeah.
Fullness. Wonder? What? Okay. I don't know where I was going with that, but 8 years of good times.
Yeah.
Good times. So, different TV show. Never mind.
See,
sorry.
Trump brings it back, and DeSantis, I'll take it from here.
Yep.
And just keeps it going.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Now, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Woo! That's 27 minutes on that first half of this thing here.
All right.
Oh, wait. We were riffing a little bit at the beginning of that, too. Talking about the magic time machine.
Oh, that's true,
yeah. That's going to be another little segment that we do. It's going to be called The Burnt Ends. I love barbecue, and I love burnt ends. So it's the little snippets that get cut off during the edit. Some of them are pretty funny. All right, so we did riff a little bit. We got like 5 more minutes. Do you have anything else I think you wanted to talk about the Chrisleys? Or is that kind of roll? Does that kind of roll into the?
It kind of rolls into the next thing, yeah.
All right, well then we can just cut.
That's in the C block.
This.
We've done A block and B block.
Have we? B block?
Yeah, well we did the Border Patrol and then we did Trump.
No.
So,
okay.
So next we do C block.
Well, the Border Patrol went off in 3 or 4 different tangents too. Started with beating a dead horse, and it went.
Yeah, and it really wasn't any horses being beaten. It came to.
It's real numbers, people.
Nobody was being beaten, but they still got in trouble for something.
Oh, was that a throwback to whips and stuff?
Yes.
Oh,
beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I was like, well, they really weren't beating anything, but
they were called reins, and they were using them to direct the horse.
And well, it does come back to Mayorkas on that because he kept that going.
Oh, and
Biden kept it going even after
he
knew it wasn't.
He had it before he went out and said anything.
Yeah,
he knew
that it wasn't.
He went out there and told a bald-faced freaking lie to
perpetuate the story.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we want their minds taken off of what's really going on.
Oh my God!
And
Let me distract you over here.
Whipping, black people. I think they were Haitians.
Haitians.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he really wasn't. He wasn't. He didn't ever hit anybody.
No, it was his reins, and he was directing the horse
away so the horse wouldn't hurt them. They know what they're doing. They do it every day. They know what they're doing. But yet they still got in trouble, even after all this, because of like a paperwork thing.
Yeah, they gave him administrative discipline, which was like a couple, like 7 days or something like that. Kiss my butt. I'm getting disciplined for your bullshit? My God.
It's sad. It's really.
It's ridiculous.
I'm surprised we still have any Border Patrol agents.
Yeah.
Because I'd have been like, you know what? I'm going to
Deuces
to the border of Canada.
Deuces. I'm going to Florida. They welcome us. They welcome law enforcement.
I'm going to be a Mountie.
Ooh.
Still ride a horse.
Yeah, it's true. They're a lot nicer up there.
Are they?
Yeah. I've met a few Canadians.
Really?
Yeah. Working in New Hampshire.
Canadians, oh sure, yeah, you bet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and they got the accent, man. It's awesome. I'm like, oh wow, where did you come from? Anyway, sorry. So let's just call the first half there, the op-ed, done. That's 30 minutes on our clock.
Yay.
You just want to go roll right into the second one?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning of the week. First thing we told everybody we're going to do, we went to see a showing of Clerks 3 at the Paramount with a Q&A, an introduction and a Q&A with Kevin Smith. And
he was dressed up.
Well, for Kevin, it's dressed up.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. He's dressed up. Every time I've seen him, I think he's been in his
coat, his trench coat, usually, or his hockey jersey.
Yeah, hockey jersey.
Yeah. Kind of like the one he's in the video on our YouTube channel there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first video. Go all the way to the bottom, and you'll see it. Kevin Smith, an interview I did with Kevin Smith. Yes, It was amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about Clerks 3. So if you have not watched it and you don't want to hear about it, because there are some big things in here, and I do want to mention them on the air here.
Yeah.
And it will really give you, it really kills the last literal 10 minutes of the film. So,
no
big...
No pun intended.
Shh.
So you should go ahead and turn this off for now until you see the movie, because we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know how long it's going to take us because we just ramble. Anyway, so the movie. Okay, so I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Have been for years. Huge. Have been for years, and Clerks. Luckily, you have never seen Clerks 1 or 2.
I'd never seen the first or the second one.
And so I tried like heck to get you to watch them beforehand, but all of our platforms, but we had it on for free, were down for some reason. Our media servers were down, and we could not get them watched, and everything else had to be paid for. And I'm sorry, I'm not paying for crap if I can avoid it, because I ain't got no money. Anyway.
I wouldn't pay for crap either, honey.
Yeah. So I was a little upset that you weren't going to get to see some of the context to this one, but I did know that just talking to Kevin in many interviews and stuff that I've heard, and I actually in person from him when he told us about how they got their movie bought, and they were at Cannes Film Festival. They had 3 showings. And the first showing, there was only half of the theater with people in it, and there was the Weinsteins were there, okay, the representatives, and they stayed 5 minutes and walked out because they didn't like what they saw the first 5 minutes. And if you just watch the first 5 minutes, okay, you got to give it 15. Literally, you got to give it 15 minutes. And so the second showing, they packed the house because people were talking about it, and his agents and stuff tried to get them to come back in to watch the movie again. They said, we're not going to come watch that. And they said, but look, he's sold out. And now the other one, it's sold out, and it's got lines throughout the whole festival. So they finally came back for the last showing.
Maybe Kevin should have slept with Harvey.
Oh,
Maybe that would have helped.
yeah, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like Harvey and anything like that.
Oh well,
Yeah, and he's actually
him.
he's actually given the proceeds from some of his films with them to organizations for help abuse women and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, he has.
Good.
But regardless, they did buy the first film, and that's what got him started. And they did pay for several of his films and stuff, and he admits that. Okay, but so the third film at the Cannes Film Festival, the lines were out the door, and they came back and they said you've got to give it 15 minutes. And at the 10-minute mark, they got up and were about to walk out, and the agent grabbed him by the arm and said, "Please give it 5 more minutes," because at about the 14-minute mark comes the 37 cocks scene. Okay, and if you've seen the movie, you know about the 37 cocks scene. So I knew that was going to be a big deal because it always is. It's one of the biggest things in the whole storylines of Clerks. So I found that scene on YouTube and I got Robin to actually watch that, and she was laughing her butt off at it.
Oh, it was so funny.
It was hilarious.
So,
She
that
got
one
it.
bit. I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
She got it. And
Yeah.
I'm glad I showed her that one scene because it's a main component in Clerks 3.
Yeah.
It comes back several times in Clerks 3. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's one thing.
It's funny not seeing the first and second one. I will tell you, I still thoroughly enjoyed the third one.
I think you told me you actually grew to care about the characters.
Well, yeah. I mean, are we to that point where I talk about what got me the most?
Oh, no. I don't know. Where are we? Are we?
Well, I don't know. I mean, okay, here I am, a person who has no ties to any of these characters. I don't know anything really about them. I haven't followed their story. Don't have a clue. I surmised that the one guy's wife and child has died, and that's a tough thing for him. Of course it would be. But I had nothing in this.
No reference to
right. I had no dogs in this fight. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And, but he did such a good job with this movie and making you care, obviously, about these characters, that there's a scene. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, go for it. Because it's going to lead into a lot of things I want to talk about was the Q&A anyway.
Right. So the guy who has lost his wife and child, he's very depressed about this. In his life, he doesn't know what it means, whatever. Yeah. And
I kind of want to say his name, but I don't want to say the name. I want to give I want to give the information, but I want to keep it vague enough that
I'm trying to figure out how do I want to say this. He in the movie has a heart attack, and he's in the hospital, and he had a falling out with his best friend. Well, the best friend shows up, and they hold hands, because they love each other. They fight, but yeah, it's like, he was scared. My best friend's had a heart attack. He's in the hospital. Oh my God, And throughout the movie, there's a couple times where you see this character talking to his dead wife.
Yeah.
And she's telling him, what he needs to do, And so, he talks to her, he sees her, whatever. So during the scene in the hospital, it cuts to a scene where he's sitting in a movie theater in the movie seats, and his dead wife comes over and sits down next to him. And it was at that moment that I was like, oh my God, he died. Yeah. He's with her.
Oh man, still chokes me up thinking about it right now because of the way they played it. It was just.
And as that scene kind of progresses, I got tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
I was so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he died.
Yeah.
It was just very touching the way he pulled all of it together at that point with the best friends. And anyway, go see this movie. If you haven't seen any of the movies, I don't care. Go see it.
Go see it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
It's really great because in this movie, he goes back, I guess, to the original.
Yeah.
And pulls a lot of that into this one.
A lot of it.
And by the end, you completely understand the whole story.
Yeah.
And how it was written, why it was written.
Yeah.
And it was just, to me, just to get, to feel that much for a character that I'd only known for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So he did a great job.
That's really cool to hear. I'm really glad you like that. And then we got to Kevin's Q&A, and if you've ever been or seen one of Kevin's Q&As, it can go on forever. And I think this one went on about 2 hours.
About 2 hours now.
And as always, there's actually one Q&A special out there that's on DVD that he gets one person asks a question and he goes on for an hour and a half. And that's it. That's the only question that gets asked. So I'm always worried if we go to these Q&As that how many questions are going to get asked. So the first guy asked one question. And it's funny, he was telling me, how do I do what you do? And Kevin asked him one question back. Do you have a story to tell? And the guy went quiet. And Kevin's like, this is where you respond.
No, he says, what do you mean? He's like, okay, great. Yeah, what do you mean? Okay.
But then Kevin goes off on one of his storytelling tangents that he does, and it does almost an hour about leading from that question through all kinds of stuff. You think we can do tangents? Kevin puts strings out there that you're like, how did we get here? And then all of a sudden, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He wraps it right back around to the question from the beginning. I don't know how he does it. He's a freaking genius. And that's what happened with the first question. And then luckily, we got about another hour out of him because we were sitting in the very back. You got us seats, which turned out to be, for me, with my hurt back and knees and everything like that, perfect seats. They were the last two, back by the soundboard and everything like that, so we could see the screen. A little bit was cut off by the balcony. I'm sorry about that, but they said no cameras. You can take a picture, but no filming, right? Well, I'm at the back. I was able to film about an hour's worth of Kev's Q&A. So that's going to be the first bonus video, whatever, on Patreon that I'm going to work on in the next weekend. So because we got holidays and I got to get that up and going. So you guys will get all the Kevin Smith stuff like that. But I'm going to go over a couple of things like the questionnaires. Like what got me is he told what I knew. You got to hear him talk about how Clerks 1 was about him and his friends working in that store and how he made it into a movie. Real life into a movie. And the movie tells things why he did things, which I already knew. He chose the colors were all wrong and the palettes were wrong in the store, so he did it in black and white to give it more of an artistic flair, and it's easier. He doesn't have to get a colorist, blah, 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 artsy-fartsy shit, okay?
Yeah.
So he tells that, and that's why they do the same thing in this movie. But he also told how Clerks 1 was his life at that time. And if you look at Clerks 3, it's his life now. You know? And that's really poignant because Robin mentioned about there's actually 2 heart attacks in this. Okay? One character has a heart attack, what they call the Widowmaker. And if you know Kev, he had a Widowmaker heart attack. And he talks about his doctor telling him about it, and his doctor telling him he actually had 17% chance of living. 17% chance. And he survived. Well, this one character has the same one that way. Now, the other character has another one, and we've already discussed what happens to him. But Kev said that nobody ever got it until he got his mom to sit down and watch the film. And when it was over, he looked at her and she said, that was your dad's heart attack. So it's got 2 heart attacks in there, one that's his and one that's his dad's, because his dad didn't survive the Widowmaker. So I really hope you guys didn't get spoiled by this and you took heart to that spoiler warning, because this is some really good stuff, and the Q&A just makes it so much better.
I had never realized, that Affleck.
The Batfleck?
Yeah. Was tied in so with him. I just never put it together, and I started thinking, I was like, oh, wait a minute, he was in that movie. He was in that movie.
He started with him. He started with him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, and I like the one story he told where, you know, back in the day, way before Good Will Hunting,
I know where you're going.
Affleck was always telling him how to do it. You know, this is how I want to do it. This is how I want to do it. And he said, so, you know, one day I told him, I said, you know what? You want to do it your way? Go make your own goddamn movie. And he fucking did and won a fucking Oscar. Oh, that was great. That was great. And so I'm like, I've got to go back and watch a couple of these movies.
Oh, that's good. You just made me happy. Let's we can watch some Mallrats and some Chasing Amy. Yeah, let's have some fun with that. Anyway. So there's that. And one thing that I really want you to see on this video, if you got to get on Patreon if you want to see some of these videos, because it's going to be good. Like somebody asked him about Scott Mosier, and if you know, Scott started with Kev, and they were partners in everything. And Kev just kept bringing things to him, and Scott just kept going with him. And then there was a point where Scott told him, Kev, this isn't why I went to school. I didn't go to school to be your producer. I went to school to be my own director and do my own films. And he left of USQ and went and did his own thing. And he's done great. And Kev and them are still friends. They did the podcast for years, and that's how Tusk came about and stuff like that. And but that one person asking him about that really touched Kev, and I've never seen Kev show that much emotion. He
kind of broke up.
He broke up and was in tears and had to take a breather for a second before he could finish his talk. And man, I'm so glad I got that on film, because that was awesome. That was awesome. And I'm such a huge Kevin Smith fan, you know.
Well, this is the second thing I've been to of his since I've been with you. The first one was it wasn't a movie.
It was just a Q&A.
Yeah, it was just
a night with Kevin Smith.
He told a bunch of jokes and stuff, and I thought, oh, this guy's, you know, he's pretty good, he's pretty funny. And so when I saw this coming up, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and buy tickets. There's no reason to ask my husband, hey, should I buy tickets to go see Kevin Smith? You know? And so I was like,
yeah. And it was so cool. There was one guy told him that he inspired him to go out and write his own comic book, and started drawing it and stuff like that. And it's in Austin Books down here in Austin. And he gave them to Kev, and Kev really liked the artwork. And he says, you know what? I'm always looking for cover artists for our titles and stuff like that. So he hooked him up.
Like, you want a job?
You want a job? He hooked him up.
And he was like, seriously, you want a job? I'm not joking.
Yeah. So he got this kid he gave this kid a job doing some covers for him and stuff. So there you go. And somebody else stood up and
later on in the night.
Yeah, and Kev's like, no. He just looked at him and smiled. No, there's no job for you.
No, sorry.
Yeah, but there's one thing that was really cool I saw later on my Instagram is back in my first podcast I did, Raw, the Random Access Web TV, Raw, the podcast. We did a stint at where did I meet him? I think it was Staple. I met him at Staple. And he was an artist that did the Latex Avenger. And just cool guy. Dan, you're awesome. I caught his Instagram, and he's sitting there with a VIP pass, him and his wife, with Kev, getting a picture and holding up his new comic book, Dan's new comic book, which is Bigfoot Knows Karate. Bigfoot Knows Karate. I don't know where you come up with this stuff, man, but I love your work, and I love the stories you have told, and it's freaking awesome. And then Kev loved the comic book and has put the comic book in the secret stash up in Jersey. So, hey, you've gone cross-country? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
Okay.
Wow.
So,
I think that's enough for Kev. You guys are going to have to go see Clerks. Let us know what you think. Clerks 3, I'm sorry. Let us know what you think about it. And then I promise you I'm going to get the Patreon set up and everything like that. And
how do they let us know what they think about it?
Oh, you can go to our Facebook group, Stewart Perspective, on Facebook groups.
Stewart Perspective.
Yeah, that's all we got right this minute. Yeah. We got an email address, UNCLEMONGREL71 @gmail.com. Uncle mongrel71@gmail.com.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyway, so that's all we got right this minute. I have not set anything up. We have been going and going and going and doing everything, all kinds of stuff this whole last 2 weeks. Anyway, so.
My last thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
we
wrapping
got
it
two more
up.
things.
I'm like,
No, I'm not
gotta go
wrapping
to
it.
the thing.
We got 2 more things. You got that one and the last thing you wanted to talk about.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. On
You
that
want to talk about?
page.
You want to talk about those douchebags first?
No.
You want?
I'll talk about the douchebags last.
Because I love the one you're about to talk about too. Because you introduced me.
I'd love to actually talk to her if she'd ever want to have a conversation.
You didn't. Well, we did in Cambridge. We had a few minutes with her.
Yeah, but I'm talking like a real
sit down, have a dinner, and a drink of wine, a glass of wine or beer, and conversation.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So this last Saturday night.
Yep.
We went to see a performer, singer, songwriter that I've been listening to for years. I have everything she's done. Her name is Richey. Awesome song. I'm sorry, I get choked up when I even talk about her. Oh my god.
So, okay, she has said before, Kevin Smith is the only man that I would leave you for.
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Smith's the only man that my husband would ever leave me for.
Yeah.
And the other night I turned around and looked at my husband and I said, "This is the only woman I'd ever leave you for."
Yeah, it is. True story.
She's so talented and she has such a beautiful voice. If you go into Apple, you have Apple Music, or pretty much anywhere, I'm hoping that she's Kim Richey, Richey. You can listen to some of her music. She has done a lot of songs and writing that people have done that you'll probably know.
Yeah, you were telling me the other night who else she's written for. Mm-hmm. She's sung with and she's written. Oh,
for. She's written with other people. She's written for other people. She's sung on there. It was a Reba that she sang on. There's been Terry Clark. She wrote "I'm All Right." Terry Clark did that one. She wrote helped Radney Foster with "Nobody Wins."
Yep.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
Mindy McCready, rest her soul. You'll Never Know, that song. Brooks and Dunn, Every River. They did that. Actually, did that on an award show. I can't remember if it was the CMAs or the ACMs or any of those other ones.
One of those ones.
But they did it, and she was on there with them. She actually sang with them on that.
Wow.
And Patti Loveless. That's exactly what I mean. So she's done a lot of songs that these people have picked up. Trisha Yearwood has done several of her songs as well. Just wonderful night. It was at the Saxon Pub.
Yeah.
Down on South Lamar.
Yeah, South Lamar.
And I've never been there before. Went in and got a good seat. Very intimate show.
Yeah. Well, you've told me before that's one thing that you know about her, that she loves the intimate more than she does the big big theater thing.
Yeah, because I think she could have been bigger than she has been. Because she's worked with some really big names, huge producers and everything. But I think she really does like the smaller.
She travels the world. She has a huge following over in Europe, and she does a lot of stuff in Europe.
Yeah.
And I've only seen her twice now, and they've both been very intimate venues. Like the one in Cambridge was really cool for me.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Just finding the bar alone, we had to park and had to do walking directions.
It was off a horse trail somewhere.
Yeah, because it used to be it was a side street that has been blocked off now because you can't. It's not big enough for modern cars. It was a horse street, and the bar is on this little street, so you had to walk about half a mile. Seemed like probably just a couple blocks to get to it, but it was really cool.
It was very cool. We sat in the very front row there, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great!"
Yeah.
I've seen her in Houston. I've seen her like 3 or 4 times all around Austin in different places. Student Union. She's very cool. She had my pair of white Justin Ropers on one night, and she's always open. After the shows or whatever. I mean, before the shows, people talk to her. I mean, she talks to everybody. Hey, how you doing? Oh, nice to see you. And so after the show, I went up and I was like, would you sign my boot? And
just let's make sure this is clear. This is a show from a long time ago.
Yes, not the one the other night.
Not the one the other night.
No, this was at the Student Union several years ago. I think it was right before we got married, so about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And so I was looking for a chair where I could like put my foot up so she could sign it. She gets a marker and she gets down on her knees. And so I was like, "Oh my God, no!" And she was like, "Oh no, it's okay. This is great." I can't believe, you
That
want me to
was-
sign your boot.
It was pretty
It was
awesome.
pretty amazing. I still have that boot, of course. Never gonna give that up. Anyway,
Did you just rickroll everybody?
So anyway, it was just it was a great show. And,
Yeah, it was. The sound design was good there.
Yeah, every time I've seen her, every time she sings, it's her and her guitar.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I mean, this woman, this angel's voice that she has, and this time she actually had a band behind her, so it was really amazing.
Really cool.
This time. It was really cool.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
The band went off on a couple of guitar solos that were actually really, really good too. And here's another kicker for you. That's going to be the second bonus on Patreon because our seats were so good. I was able to set up a tripod and film the whole thing. And the color is beautiful. The lighting was beautiful. The sound is great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get it all. So that's going to be awesome to put out. I've already watched it 2 or 3 times myself, just on my phone. So that's going to be a fun one to put out there for you. But that's going to be like it's almost an hour and 20 minutes of singing. And I loved how she was on early. This was a 6 o'clock show. Okay, so we're old now. 6 o'clock show.
How I can tell we're old? We go to the 6 to 7:30 show on Saturday night.
And so she finished up, and of course the whole crowd started singing one more song. Yeah. And she looked back at the band, and they were like, "No, we got to go." And she turned around and she said, "Seriously, there's somebody else about to hit the stage in 10 minutes. I don't have any more times. Plus, we don't know any more songs." And she walked out. I was like, "Oh my God, you know more songs," but that was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 shows lined up for that night.
Yeah. Was it W.C. Riley's birthday party or something like that?
W.C. Riley?
I don't know.
I
thought, whatever. I'm trying to remember what the sign said.
I don't
because
remember.
The Saxon Pub, here's another thing. The parking lot is small as hell.
Well, there's like 8 places to park, and 4 of them are for the musicians.
For the musicians, yeah. So we pulled up in our big old truck, right? And of course, I end up passing the damn thing, and the next parking lot says no parking for Saxon Pub. All right, so I got to go down the road. I got to turn around, and I'm waiting, and there's traffic. I'm like, crap, and I finally get a break. I get a break, and I cut back, and then I cut across the street, and I pull right into this parking lot. I'm like, there's nowhere to turn around. There's no parking spaces. I'm going to have to back up into the main. Where am I supposed to park? And about that time, one car on our right-hand side pulls straight through to the other parking lot, and like, oh, there's a parking space right there.
The angels went,
we went back right in and parked right there. And it was awesome. I was like, that's perfect. Thank you, God.
I don't mean anything I said earlier.
Yeah. The cussing that preceded us getting here. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Yeah. So it was a great, great night. Really enjoyed it. And, we were home by 9 and.
Well, no, we weren't home by 9 because you wanted to go to the restaurant afterwards.
That's right.
That's right.
On the way home. Yeah, it was a little after. It was like 5 minutes after 9.
Yeah.
And I got the
munchies.
I'm hungry.
We went over to what was it, Texas?
The Texan Cafe.
The Texan Cafe in Hutto. Yes.
Yes.
Which was cool because if you saw the Facebook post, man, I did a picture of they had boudin egg rolls. And my first thought was, I love boudin and I love egg rolls, but I don't know if I like boudin egg rolls. That sounds kind of weird, but what the hell? Give me an order of those. And I took one bite and I was like, woo, that's good. Good stuff. I love a weird egg roll. My personal favorite that I've got a recipe for is Southwest fajita egg rolls.
Yeah. Woo.
Anyway, so sidetrack, tangent right there. All right, so
anyway, it was a great night all around.
Yeah.
Kim, I love you. If you ever hear this for some weird reason, like somebody's holding you down with a gun to your head and make you listen, I love you.
Yeah, and she made me a fan too. I mean, I really enjoy your music. I love intimate shows because that's what I grew up with. Most of you probably don't know, but if you listen to some of my other stories and stuff on some of my other platforms, you hear me talk about growing up with my dad owning the 290 Cafe. And listening to Blaze Foley, Townes Van Zandt, Gary P. Nunn, and people like that hitting the stage and playing on my dad's stage at the 290 Cafe. So That's what I'm used
Name
to.
dropper.
I know. That's all going to come into play
but,
in one of the video series I'm going to do later on.
Yeah,
So.
well, getting back to Kim.
Oh, sorry, back to Kim.
Just one last thing. One
last thing.
Her songwriting is so prolific. It's just a lot of her words were me in my late 20s and early 30s. I mean, anytime something happened in my life, she had a song. And I told her the very first time I saw her, I got to talk to her and got her to sign a CD cover. And I told her, I said, you got me through a lot of stuff that happened, seemed like constantly in my life. And, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Because you always had a song.
That's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, look her up.
Yep.
You'll enjoy it. And then once the Patreon is up, second video will be that concert. So.
Okay, so we're at an hour. I need one more thing. I need
one more thing.
One more minute. 2 more minutes.
Well,
wanted to talk about this that I saw today and just had to laugh out loud because I've always really disliked these people every time I saw them.
I'm glad you said that because I was about to say I freaking hate these people.
Well, I'm not going to say hate.
No, I hate them.
I really
hate him.
Every time I saw him, I was like, who are you? Where did you come from? What? No.
Yeah.
So I found out reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley of Chrisley Knows Best are going to prison.
Yes.
They're going to prison.
I'm sorry. I got a little too happy about that. Ooh, I just caught myself. I was like, okay, you're wearing the dick hat right now, okay?
I just weed myself.
I shouldn't have done that. I apologize. I was wearing the dick hat. I apologize. All right,
so anyway,
go ahead.
Todd Chrisley received 12 years in prison, which means what? He's going to be in there for maybe, 6 months? And Julie, the wife, got 7 years. Fraud and tax crimes. Basically, they were giving false bank statements to banks for loans that, in turn, bought all of their luxury cars, designer clothes, all their real estate, and allowed them to do all their traveling.
Yeah. And made their stupid show.
Yeah. Well, and then, speaking of that, when they made their show, they made money off of that. And they and their CPA, I guess, their tax guy, their accountant, fiddle-faddled with all of that.
Fiddle-faddled and rot, Seth.
Fiddle-faddled with it and frauded the IRS on taxes, and that was part of this as well.
And they have 87,000 new agents with guns.
God, please.
Sorry, sidetrack. Go ahead.
God help me. But anyway, so, they got 12 and 7 years. And the accountant got 3.
Oh.
The accountant got 3 years for his part in what he did.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, there you go.
We have a good CPA. We have a good CPA.
He's never helped me travel and have luxury cars.
Because he keeps us honest.
He's never helped me in that respect.
He keeps us honest.
Yeah, he does. He's good.
Anyway. Yeah, I've never been a fan of the Chrisleys. The first time I saw their show, I'm like, who in the hell are these people? And how did they get a show? Because when I first saw them, I was trying to get a couple of shows sold. And I was like, I was just hitting my head against a lot of walls and stuff. I'm like, how in the hell did they get a freaking show?
How do 90% of these people get shows?
I don't know.
How? I mean, it's all basically like the same crap with different families. Who are these people?
Who are these people?
Who are these people?
Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't know. We should have written the Sharknado crap. We should have written something like that. Some of the movies I've seen, Shark, Lizard Man.
The one that kills me the most was Zombeavers. Oh
Zombeavers.
Zombeavers. Yeah. Oh my God.
Cheerleaders versus zombies.
The fact that somebody wrote a stupid script for Zombie Beavers and then got somebody to pay them to make the film.
Well, Sharknado had.
I like Sharknado.
Well, but still. Seriously, when you're sitting at home and you come up, Sharknado, yeah, I'm going to write this. Do you seriously think, I'm going to make 10 of these movies? The
campiness, and then that's what sold it was the campiness and how then everybody bought into the campiness and let's make it even more campy, but Zombievers is just fucking stupid.
And I'm prejudiced in zombies.
No, that's not bad, actually. It's serious.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just somebody comes up with this.
I know.
I mean, we could sit here and think of something.
Well, it's like one of my favorites, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That was
Oh,
awesome.
that was good. Yeah,
That was good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure, you betcha.
Yeah.
That's a whole other podcast, and it's not us. Great podcast, by the way. Oh, sure, you betcha. Yeah, go watch those guys. Crap. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Woo! We nailed an hour.
Woo!
We nailed an hour this time instead of going on and having to break it into 2 shows. That's awesome.
Yeah. We didn't get too far off on stuff. So.
Yeah, we stayed close to our little targets, and then yeah. Well, I guess happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody. Oh yeah, that's right. Thanksgiving's coming up. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've been up north way too long. That's wicked smart.
That's a wicked smart. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we will do another show next week. We're trying to nail down Wednesdays. I don't know.
I'm a major procrastinator, and you got to like pull me to do one of these. But once I get into it,
I know. Once you get into it, you get your notes and you get going. And
that was like in high school. I hated taking notes, and now I gotta like take notes and actually listen to what's going on in the world and know what I'm talking about. I can't just sit here and tell lies, untruths.
Well, on that note, we will see you guys next week. And as always, love, peace, and bacon grease, y'all. Bacon. How do you stop this, Tim? There it is.
Hey peeps, it's your Uncle Mongrel here, just giving you a shout out about Reaper Apparel Company. They are sponsors of the show and of me personally. So do me a favor, go check them out at reaperapparelco.com. Some great motivational, inspirational designs, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, flannels. Check them out, man. Really cool stuff. I just got mine in the mail yesterday, and I will be posting some pictures of that as well. You got t-shirt sizes up to 4XL, guys. Okay, I'm a big boy and I need the 4XL, and there's a lot of these design companies that don't have clothes our size. These guys go all the way up to 4XL. Check them out, and reaperapparelco.com, and use promo code Uncle Mongrel, and you'll get an extra 10% off. All right, that's it. Peace.